Welcome on behalf of IMN. Today we are joined by John Watt, Vice President and Product Manager of Unitas Financial Services, as well as Austin Porter, Vice President of Partnerships. Welcome both. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks much. Thanks for having us.
Great. Appreciate you having us on.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's start. Let's jump straight into it. What do you think's happened that has caused insurance rates to rise?
Well, we've experienced, and pardon the pun, but a perfect storm. We've had so many exterior influences. We've had an increase in liability losses. We've had some very large catastrophe losses, inflation, political uncertainty, rise in values have all combined to really strain the insurance industry for both availability and pricing.
Okay. Well, do you think the availability of coverage, it does seem to be an issue in some areas, and Florida seems to have kind of a few options. What are your thoughts there?
Well, the availability certainly is a challenge, but there are ways to get past it. It can be purchased at some price, and that pricing needs to be factored into a purchase really early so that the pro forma or the performance of the investment is understood before jumping in. For existing portfolios, we can work with different deductibles and coverage options and so forth to do the very best that we can. But right now, that's just kind of be the way it is.
And I would add that the diversification of your portfolio is also crucial if you're looking at Florida or other higher risk states. Having a diversified portfolio in different locations might help with that challenge.
Okay, well, with that in mind, what do you think real estate investors, property managers, and lenders can do to make sure their coverage is available at the best possible rates?
Well, the first part of that is going to be best practices. And what I mean by best practices is having properties that are well maintained, in good shape. If you have a loose hand railing, or if you have a raised sidewalk or ice that's been left on a steps or a sidewalk, you're going to have people falling down and you're going to have claims. You've got to stay away from that. You've really got to keep your properties in great condition so that these kinds of things don't happen. On the property side, if you live in a catastrophe-prone area, there's not a heck of a lot you can do other than inspecting your property and making sure that it's, well maintained. Deductible options can really help, where you're sharing with some of the potential loss there. And things to keep in mind is, though, okay, you might have a little less coverage than you had before, but if you're saving 10, 15, 20% off of your rate and you multiply that times 10 years, this is something that could really help.
And I think it's also important to make sure that you do your research, right? Get more than one or two quotes. Shop around. Different folks and different organizations have different risk tolerances. So that may adjust what you get in return.
Well, and just last piece of advice on that is get an agent that understands REI business. Not every agent understands it. It's a specialized industry, and make sure you've got somebody that knows what they're doing.
Okay, well, looking ahead, how do you see the market changing in the future then?
Well, I think 2024 is a bit of a mixed bag. We may see a little bit more availability. Some people are forecasting more price increases. My thought would be is that we may see some increases, but they won't be anywhere near what we saw in 2023. Here's hoping. And if we can get, through 2024 without too many large natural disasters and so forth, I think we'll see more availability, and then that's the one that'll drive the prices down.
And just to add to John's thought there, I think that we'll continue to see more competition and more innovation in the market as well. And the good news about that is it makes us all stronger and provides more options in the marketplace. So as we look to 2024, we have unique challenges. The good news is we'll have unique innovation to help us solve those challenges and make us stronger.
Thanks so much for everything you've shared today. Just before we go, we are live at IMN's SFR West Forum. So why for you was it important to attend? What value do you find from being here?
Yeah,
go ahead.
So absolutely. As a VP of partnerships, getting to mix and mingle with key players in the industry is so beneficial to us and Unitas Financial. We all come together every year. The market changes often in that time frame. So to be able to discuss those challenges, how each of us is tackling those challenges is so important and helpful for us as a company and myself as an individual. So would never miss it for sure.
IMN has been such a huge supporter for the REI SFR industry. All the way back when they started 10, 11 years ago, the conferences were much smaller, but it was a great way where we could get in front of our potential clients and be a part of supporting this industry. Now, look at the size of it. There's so many folks here, and this is a great way for us to network not only with our potential clients, but all the folks in the industry, so that we have a really great knowledge on what's going on. And many thanks to IMN. You guys have really been a huge supporter for us.
Well, that's so great to hear, and thank you so much for joining and speaking with us today. Have a great remaining conference. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.